It is time for Rock and Roll Friday on the Savage Nation, but I'm not playing any rock and roll. I don't know why. I mean, we have it loaded. So I gave you the story on the reason Obama went to Burma last week, that nobody in the media seems to put two and two together anymore. Last night I told you why Susan Rice is compromised. Now, some people have hinted at her investments in companies that do business with Iran, but no one has told you what I disclosed on this show last night. I was shocked that big luminaries in the media didn't pick up on it. Her father was a chair on the Federal Reserve Board. That's a big story. Don't you understand how big that is? Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. No, there's nothing to say there. Let's go to the callers. Femina or Femina, Utah, welcome to the Savage Nation. What's on your mind?
Hi, Michael. I just want to tell you that my husband and I have been listening to you since we lived in the Bay Area. We moved to Utah last year. I just want to tell you that I'm so touched by your story about your silent brother. You know, I have 4 children, and I just had twins who are 18 months, and it just hurt my heart when I read that.
Oh, you're talking about Chapter 17 in Train Tracks. Is that where you saw that?
Yes. And
well, I don't want to, it's only 2 pages long, but it's very powerful because it affects a family. When you have a child born who is, I don't know how to put the words they use today. They used to use the word handicapped. They used to say brain damaged. I mean, everything's changed. I don't even have the correct words for it anymore. But, yeah, it's pretty something. Everyone gets affected by it, including the children who are left behind, who are not, let's say, born with abnormality, so to speak.
Oh, I also want to say that I did watch that news when Obama went to Myanmar. I'm actually from Indonesia. And
you are?
Yes, I'm from Indonesia, but I was always a Christian. But I didn't live in a rich area like Obama. I was actually living in the slum. But, it's an American dream, and I live here now.
Well, I'm going to send you another free copy of Train Tracks. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I have a few minutes here. Let me read from my silent brother. What the heck? The listener. I'll just read it. Train Tracks. I remember the day they gave Jerome away. My Uncle Murray was crying like a baby in front of the South Bronx tenement we lived in. All the neighbors were out watching. Think Calcutta, a Satyajit Ray film. The little blonde boy with blue eyes was only 5. I was 7. My sister was 9. He was packed off like an animal to live and suffer and die in silence, alone in one New York snake pit after another. The so-called doctor told my parents he would only live to age 7. He lied. The great doctor also told my parents, quote, it would be better for the other children to give him away. This created a lifetime of shame and guilt for me. I became emotionally responsible for discarding this helpless little boy whom I loved more than anyone else in my entire life. How I loved my little defenseless brother, born blind and deaf and unable to hold himself up. All those times I would secretly sneak into the kitchen where he sat propped up in his high chair. I don't think I can read this, to be honest with you. I really don't think I can do this. I'm not doing it for effect. I'm going to just pause because certain things are best left unsaid at this point. It's in the book. You can read it yourself. Enough is enough. He's been dead a long time, and it's enough. I mean, I can't read it anymore. I just can't. I just cannot do any more of that. But thank you for reminding me how fragile we all are. And moreover, really, how lucky we all are if we have children who are born, let us say, with all of their parts working. You have no idea what a miracle it is to have a child that works. And when you have a sibling or a child that's born broken, there's probably no greater pain that a woman can experience, or a father. It rips families to shreds. But the thing is that we have to thank God for what we have in that regard. I don't want to sound too preachy, but we do. We absolutely have to thank God for children that are born and they function. You watch your child run and eat and play and sit up. You have no idea what those simple acts are unless you see a child who cannot. And when I see a child today in a wheelchair who is totally disabled, can't move, literally having to use the mouth to move things, I usually go up to the mother, unannounced, and I tap the mother on the shoulder and I say, God bless her, you're a saint. That's all. What can you do? You know what it's like to raise a child like that, what it does to a woman 24 hours a day? They're saints. Instead of giving money to the bums in the street and the crack addicts and, how are you, Mr. Smith, today? Can I send you to rehab? I'd like to send him to, forget it, don't get me started. Why don't you save your money for the handicapped? I'll be right back. The heck with it.
Hot Talk 560 KSFO.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282.